start without me.
Yep. We finished.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Is there any kids last minute running in the door? Come on down. It's okay. We'll wait for you. It's all right. Did you get your bow yet? Yeah, you're good. Okay. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first concert of the year for the 4th and 5th graders. I'm so excited and thrilled for these. Yes. As many of you probably don't know, it's been an interesting year with a lot of changes going on in the schedule, but these kids and you parents have been resilient. We thank you for being here. Oh, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Ken Tanaki, and I'm the one of the orchestra teachers here. As you know, Mrs. Marbury could not be here, so hopefully she's at home. So we're waving to you. Hopefully you're feeling great, recovering, and so everything's well. So I'm running the show by myself. So this should be interesting for everyone. So haven't done this, last time I did this was like 26 years ago. So I think I'll remember some of it. But tonight is more of a demonstration concert. We'll be talking about all the things that we have taught your children over the last couple months. And so I'm going to move this microphone to the center as we go. And then so you'll get a chance to see what they have learned over the last 3 months and give you a preview of what's going to happen in the future. Okay? So I finally figured out, it took me 26 years to find out the best analogy. The first concert for the beginner orchestra can best be described now as, I think we're all, you are my people, right? Remember Karate Kid? So, right? I'm all thrilled with the new Cobra Kai coming out. So I'm like, right? That's us, right? That's our generation. So remember the part of the movie where Danielson was just learning all these random things to do, like waxing the car, and none of it made sense, and it was really confusing, and sometimes not the prettiest, okay? Well, welcome to that moment. So, no. What's really important for you guys to understand is, I know you're at home, and you're like, what are they doing? Everything has a reason, everything has a purpose, and it's to prepare them to play the instruments, okay? And so, right, we talk about, kids nowadays, they're instant gratification and patience and focus. Well, that's what being an orchestra is about. We teach them all these skills. That's why you're here, that's why your children are here, to learn these skills. So, without further ado, it's not about me talking, it's about them playing. Let's show you what we're doing. So the first thing we learned is to name the notes of our strings. And you probably know by now, in America, we use letters of the alphabet to designate each note in music. So we had to learn the strings. And so we're going to demonstrate a little song that we learned called the ant song that teaches the name of the strings. But you'll notice the way they're doing pizzicato, what we call plucking. Okay, we learn Italian, we use all Italian terms right away when they're beginners. That they are using these forms and shapes to set their fingers ready to play. So we build it into learning of the notes. So, without further ado, the ant song. Okay. Ready? Okay. Here we go. Play position. Edge of your chairs, everyone. Feet flat on the floor. There you go. Okay, remember upper strings, ring finger, left hand pizzicato. Okay, that's right, don't forget, start with the violins. Here we go. Here's your E. Ready, singing boys, ready, go. Look at all the ants, digging in the dirt, going around, all the way to the tree. Ta-da! So what you saw is we're learning the posture, or what we call the left side, the left-hand posture of the instrument. All right? Now we move to the right side with the bow. And to do that, we use a little song. And the reason why we're doing this, and this is where you as parents can get involved, is that the whole point of this song is you see our bow will go straight up and down, or it's supposed to go straight up and down the whole time. And what you'll notice is that it's giving, we move it around to give them flexibility in their fingers. So that's why we move it around. So when they're doing it at home, make sure the bow is straight up and down. We don't want this wavering all around. We want them, their fingers flexing and moving. So to keep their bow straight up and down. So without further ado, up like a rocket. What we're doing, we're pushing the doorbell, making sure their thumb is bent, but it's still flexible. So you as parents, you can look for that bent thumb, but flexible, okay? Our next song starts demonstrating where we put the two together, and we start playing just our open strings. And so we're teaching them not only to play a note on one string, but we're learning how to, as we say, flap our chicken wings, to change levels. And there's all little details in everything we teach. You'll notice that the upper strings, the violins, will have, and violins and violas will have what we call tabletop fingers. We're doing that here to teach them, because eventually when they put their fingers, the shape of their hand here will translate into the shape of their hand here when they start changing notes. So every little thing is educational. Here we go. Ready? Pickle song, everyone. We're going to do it 3 different times because each instrument, we're catering to the needs of each instrument. Okay, so violins, ready? Violins only, A and E string, ready? Bow hold, violins, A, E, pickle song. Ready? Join us. Ready? Put your bow on the D string. Here we go. Ready? Good. Now for the cellos, G and D string. Your G and D string. Everyone join us. Here we go. Ready? Here you have it. Hey guys, stand up. So now we're making sounds on our bow. Now we start changing each pitch by putting our fingers down and changing the length of the string. So the next song, the monkey song, we go up and down the string to teach them how to use their fingers independently. So this is called the monkey song. Okay, monkey song, guys, on the D string. Ready? D string. Put down all 3 fingers, violins and violas. All 3 fingers. All 4 fingers, cellos. Now lift your finger off the string. Okay. Bow on your D string. There you go. Bow on your D string. Ready? we translate it into the thing that almost everyone, even non-musicians, know. The building blocks of all the music that we play, or much of the music, we call it the scale, right? And the scale is a catalog of all the notes that we're going to use for most of the songs that we play. So we take that and we add another string to it, and then you'll hear the familiar scale that you hear musicians practicing all the time. It's the foundation for all our technique. You notice that we seem to be using the same rhythm over and over again, the taka-taka stop-stop rhythm. The reason why we do that is because we're using short bows, because their muscles are learning to adjust and adapt, and it's the best way of teaching them their small and large muscle groups. So as they get more advanced, you'll start to see the bows get longer and longer. Okay, so that's why we're using that rhythm to get them comfortable, and then we expand from there. Okay, so D major scale, guys. Ready? D string, A string. Remember monkey song up? I'll talk you through it. Okay, I'll talk you through it. Here we go. D string. Put all 3 fingers down, all 4 fingers down. Set your frame. Now lift your fingers 1 millimeter off the string.
A millimeter.
Here we go. Ready? Open D. So now you see we started to put all this technique together. Now we can start playing the music. So our final piece of the evening is hot cross buns. What you're going to notice is a combination of the short notes that we've been doing, and we're starting to add a few more longer notes and putting it into the context of music that they know. This one was a big stretch because there's a lot of things you're seeing that they're having to coordinate. So this is just the beginning of their experience being in an orchestra. So we hope you've enjoyed our concert, and we will finish out with hot cross buns. So, playing position. Remember D string, 2 fingers down, 3 fingers down. F sharp, E, D. Ready? I play, you play. Or no, play together. Ready? Set, go. All right, thank you once again. We're not done yet though, because it is time to show you, to give you a taste. You're like, where are we going with this? Well, we'd like to show you. So, 4th graders, if you can start making your way off, are you gonna introduce? Well, okay. All right.
Cellos.
Okay. We have the Sycamore jazz strings. This is an elite group of some of our top students in the middle school and high school. And they meet, it's like an extracurricular organization. They meet outside the school day on Monday evenings. And they're going to play a song. Almost 100% of these students started as beginners in 4th grade. And we've been talking to these jazz stringers. And many of them said the reason why they're in it today is because when they were 4th graders, they were in the audience listening to them, and that's what inspired and motivated them to keep singing in orchestra and to really practice and get better. So we hope you enjoy seeing your children out up here, of course, and then to see what the future lies in store, why we do this. Okay? So we'll be right back with you in a few minutes.
Good evening. Oh, he's so short. That's better. Okay. I can do that. I'm Mrs. Tanaki, so I can, call him however I want. But I'm the orchestra teacher at the middle school, and I also direct the jazz strings extracurricular ensemble. So on stage, our students from the middle school and the high school, we have every single grade represented. So 6th grade all the way through 12th grade. And it's our tradition that we play this piece for the elementary kids, so you can see, and parents, you can see, if you practice and dedicate your time, this is what you'll sound like. No pressure, guys. Not a better sound. Okay, but enjoy. After this piece, you're all gonna find your grown-ups, and you're gonna exit that door and make sure you take a picture. Hopefully you saw the step and repeat, because this is your very first concert, and save this forever and ever, and then when you're old like these people, you can be like, oh my gosh, we were so cute and tiny. Look how far we've come. All right, enjoy Jazz Strings, Carol of the Bells. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the next concert.
appreciate you being here.
Hi.
It'll be fun. You'll see. You'll see.
That's our job.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first elementary concert of the year. My name is Ken Tanaki, and I am one of the elementary orchestra teachers, and I'm also the high school orchestra teacher. Tonight, Mrs. Marbury could not be here, so everyone wave to her on screen, guys. Wave to her on screen, the camera. Yeah, so we wish her, hopefully she'll be back with us soon. So in front of you is the fourth grade orchestra, or half of the fourth grade orchestra. And tonight, we are doing a demonstration concert to show you what they have learned over the last 3 months. So, to describe in short, I finally came up with it, and we said the perfect analogy, because, right, we're of the same people. Karate Kid, okay? So now that Cobra Kai's out, I'm all like, I'm all up on that. So remember at the beginning of the movie when Daniel-san was trying to learn like karate, and Mr. Miyagi was like, do all these like wax on, wax off, and paint this and wash that, and none of it made sense. Well, we're at that part in the movie tonight. So what's great is what we're going to demonstrate to you tonight is what hopefully you will see, because I know you're probably at home going like, what are they doing? Their teacher is crazy, because all this weird stuff that doesn't make sense. What we're doing is we're establishing the building blocks to allow them to play all the wonderful music that they're going to make the rest of their lives. So we'll take you through step by step the process, and hopefully in this context you'll be like, oh, that's what they're doing. And then starting in January, it's going to just take off, and wait till you hear them at the end of the year concert. It's going to be mind-blowing. So without further ado, the first thing we had to do was learn how to hold the instrument and then name the strings of the instrument. So we use letters of the alphabet to name each of the notes in each of the strings. So we're not only teaching them posture, but starting to get them to understand how to read music. So the first thing you're going to see, all the little things, the way we hold the instrument, like this, and you'll see the upper strings plucking with their fingers curved and using their left hand. What we're doing is we're setting up the posture, so when they start putting their fingers down to play, we're establishing that up here at the same time, learning how to hold the instrument. So the first song we're going to play is called the Ant Song. The Ant Song teaches them the notes, the strings of the instrument. So, okay. Ready? Ant Song, guys. Put your playing position. Remember, left hand pizzicato, thumb in the corner of the neck. You guys, right hand pizzicato. Okay. Okay. Don't forget, guys, violins start first with the E string. Okay, here's your E. Good posture. Ready? Left hand pizzicato. Ready, set, go. Look at all these. Taking in the going underground. All the way to ta-da! So hopefully that was one of the first songs that you heard early on in their career. So now that we've established the left side of the body, now we're learning the right side, the bow hand, and that technique. So we are learning what's called up like a rocket. There's a purpose to this. Okay. So what we're doing is we're establishing the bow hold, and the reason why we're doing all these movements that you see, we're moving the bow, the purpose is, and you can do this as a parent, to say, hey, do up like a rocket for me, and you as a parent, you don't have to know anything about the instrument to know what to look for. We want to keep the bow straight up and down. So you're going to notice some of the people's bows are going straight up and down no matter how they move it in the air, and others are waving, tipping over in different directions. And what we're trying to do is, the only way to keep it straight up and down is to keep your hand very flexible, firm but flexible. And that's what we're teaching them by focusing on keeping their bow up and down, is to keep flexible fingers, okay? So, up like a rocket. Ready, set, go.
Up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train, round and round like the great big sun, lay down your hand, curve fingers, curve thumb.
Ding.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
There you go. Good. And that's up like a rocket. So once again, you as a parent can see, not knowing, our bow hand, our thumb must be bent. Okay, it must be bent. So when you see that thumb, you can look for a bent thumb. But the reason why we did our little doorbell is that even though it's firm, bent, we want to be able to be flexible, and they should be able to push it in and it can pop out. So you as a parent, you can do that. You can check on your children's posture on the bow hand. So from there, we start to put the two together. We start to put the two together. Sorry. Okay. So our next song is called the pickle song. And what we're doing is we're starting to play notes on the instrument, and we're not only establishing good tone, but we're learning to pivot our arms to change strings. And so we're going to go through different combinations of playing their high strings and then maneuvering down to their lower strings. So we're going to do 3 different versions of that. Cater to each instrument's balance needs. Okay, so pickle song. Ready? Set your bow hole. Ready? Good. Okay. Remember, violin first. Violins first. A and E string, pickle song. Ready? Violin song. So violins only. Ready? Good. Violas. Everyone, D and G string pickle song. D and G string. Ready? Here we go. Ready? And. Good. And then for the cellos, G and D string pickle song. G and D string, everyone. Ready? G and D string. Ready? Okay, here we go. Ready? And. There you go. Pickle song, everyone. From there, we get to the next level of challenging. Now we start to put our fingers down on the fingerboard, showing them how to change the length of the string and thus playing different pitches so we can start to play our songs. So this is called the monkey song. We're going up the tree and back down the tree. Monkey song, everyone. Okay. On the D string, everyone. On the D string. Here we go. So, right? Set your fingers down. 1, 2, 3 fingers on the D string. Cellos and bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now lift your fingers a millimeter off the string, right? Here we go. Ready? Start an open D. First finger. F sharp. Same note. Come down. Stand up, everyone. From there, we do the foundation in terms of playing music and building up our repertoire of notes. So the next step is we add another string, and we play, so to speak, all the notes that they're going to need for the rest of the year, or at least for the next couple months. So this is called, as most of you know, even if you're not a musician, you hear musicians talk about playing scales and practicing scales. And what a scale is, a catalog of all the notes that we use in each song that we play. So what we're going to play for you is the D major scale. Just so you know, so you're gonna be aware. It's like, hey, they play the same rhythm again. Why are they playing that same rhythm over and over again? It's because their muscles are still developing, and we're developing coordination within them. So these short little strokes, they're able to control with their large muscles. And as we get more and more into it, we're going to start using large muscle groups and small muscle groups and combining. And you're just going to see as the year goes on, their bows they're going to start to use more and more and wider bows, so they have a full range of short and large bows. But for us, the coordination of playing a long bow when you're beginner is difficult. So we start little and we work our way out. So that's why you hear that for now. Okay, don't worry. Longer notes and more variety will be coming soon. All right, D major scale, guys. The same thing. All 3 fingers, all 4 fingers on your D string. Put it down. Okay. Then lift your fingers right above the string. Ready? Start on the D string. Ready? Go up the C. And now is when the fun can really start to begin. So for our final piece with the 4th graders, we start applying it to real music, as we would call it. So the next piece, hot cross buns, will start to show you the combination of the short strokes that we're using, and then we start to use a little longer strokes, and that you can hear, like, that's still in the learning process, but they really got the short bows going on confidently now. So you can just see the evolution. So our final song, thank you for being a great audience. After that, we have one special surprise for you that we think you're gonna love, a glimpse of the future. So, but for now, Hot Cross Buns, their first official piece. D string, everyone. Remember F sharp, E, D. Here we go. Ready? Yeah, here we go with me. F sharp, E, D. Ready? All right, we have a special group that is going to perform for all of you. So if you give us a second to do a little stage change, we'll be back in just a few minutes. So, all right, guys, have a seat. If you have students on stage pack up first. Pack up right now. The rest of you just stay seated. Hey, cellos, you're going to go that way, okay? And you are next, okay? Violins, are you ready? Front row, are you ready? Okay, you can join us. Just catch up with us. You're good. All right. Wait. Second row. Front row, violas too. Violin, violas.
Wait, you're not.
Good evening. My name is Amy Tanaki. I'm the middle school orchestra teacher and the director of the Sycamore Jazz Strings. So it's tradition that we always have the jazz strings play on the elementary concert. Tonight we have 3 concerts, so we get to play 3 times. But it's kind of neat to see what some dedication and practice gets you. So on stage are middle school and high school orchestra students. We have all grades represented from 6th to 12th grade. And we have one song for you tonight, Carol of the Bells. Thank you, everyone. You are free to go.
That's like the high school orchestra. They got
Even that one?
That one we need.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Is that leftover? All right, thank you. Hey, thanks, man.
Hello. Switch it over.
Thank you.
Do they each get a stand?
That's up to.
Yep. Well, here, let's get
It was left all the way in the back. I was trying to figure out whose child that is. Backseat. So if you guys,
You might know.
yeah, if you might know, I don't know.
All right, they'll come back for it. We'll leave it right here. Thank you.
So these, we need more stands for them.
Yep, we can take this chair.
And I know we have a couple who are open,
Okay.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
So see those two are paired up. Put one in between.
Oh, okay.
See like that. All right.
Stand, please. Is there anyone here?
Yep. Put one there. I don't know if we'll need this one, so we'll get it here.
Okay.
Extra stand. All right, these are just for jazzer seats. So I'm gonna keep them here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Find your instrument. Have a seat. Doesn't matter where.
Can you bring a chair?
Chair?
Yeah.
Over there?
Find your instrument. Find your instrument. Section.
How'd you get your boat?
Anywhere in your section.
Tie. I could not figure out how. We watched a YouTube video when I was very new. It's not even a real tie. It's fake. It's fake. No, it's a zipper tie. I don't know how to tie them down here. Well, then get your dinner time. I don't know where I'm sitting. I'm just gonna find my friends next to that. Whenever they get there. At least Esme. Oh, it's good.
You guys can share or use your own. It's up to you.
Mine's red.
There's just
Mine
two
doesn't have a
sides.
color. Mine's just red. Well, mine looks basic at first we last page of the book, and I don't know the color.
You don't need it.
And it's red. I don't think we need to look at the first word. Well, unless you have it, I have it. We probably won't need that. We don't have it there. I don't have Esme. And then Maggie will sit on the Been that many days? How are you playing Jingle Bells? D major, Mary had Mary lost. And then like Baba Black Sheep, Wild Cabbage Down.
Yeah, we're gonna share it.
How do you guys know? You guys got this one? Oh yeah. I know they talk about
I rocked it down like 2 weeks ago.
I lost mine today right before.
I should have brought it.
Wait, let's warm up. Let's warm up. We're like play a song.
It's gonna sound weird.
I know half of them. I know. Twinkle Twinkle and all the variations. Violent Cabbage Down, Lightly Road,
And Jingle Bells. And Mary Had a Little Lamb and all that.
what songs are we playing? It's actually kind of easy for me to read notes. I think I'm the only one. This little oh shoot, my book.
Well, Bryson knows the others for one in fourth grade and one in fifth grade. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only me and Are we, should we practice? There's 2 cellos and the 7
We should have 3 cellos. Mr. Tanaki. Mr. Tanaki. Mr. Tanaki. He wants your instrument too. Oh, the front seat.
Got her phone.
I just had my you figure out that the farther it's still alive, it's good. That's not your. If you look so sad, like yeah, kind of sad. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite of them. I'm glad to get rid of it. Mine matches. Guys have a dot. Brown gets dots. White, black. Do you have a dot? I just wanted to have. I actually do like dots. I don't get it. I don't think it's dots. Yeah, I mean, my brother got a dot. Yeah, most of dots are I was born like that. I've always had a brown dot. I watched Brown Dot. Didn't I love gray. I have a brother and now I have it's like one of the only books that I actually like wanted to read. Like it wasn't just like I read this from out of the books. Like I wanted this. Yeah, and that made me not. I mean, like I had a whole conversation. I could do water.
Hey guys, listen up. So after you guys perform, the middle school, high school jazz strings are going to play a concert for you guys. They're going to play one song for you. So when we're done, Charles, you put your endings in, and you're going to go off stage that way. Violins and violas, you're going to go off stage that way. You're going to sit in the front
Wait, but
reserve
I'm a
seats.
viola and I'm all the way over here.
You can go
on this side.
Yeah, well, they would use reservations. Alright, so you're going to go see the reserve seats over there. You're going to sit, yeah, so you guys are going to sit there and then they're going to play a concert for you, okay? After they're done playing, then you're free to go, okay? Does that make sense, everyone?
Well, we go out that way.
We'll talk you through it.
Wait, we'll go down.
Yeah, just sit in the reserve
This
seats.
is so freakish. Is there going to be a piano, Mr. Giuseppe?
No, no piano. I'm just going to be playing my instrument with you, okay?
The lights are going off. I'm freaking out.
Alright, are you guys ready? Twinkle variations. We're going to run through them all, okay? You know what? D major scale. Okay, D major scale. Two right, two post group. Okay.
Hey, what song is that?
D major scale.
Which one?
We're going two notes, D, D, D. Right? We're going 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, you ready? There you go. All right, good. Thank you. Yes. So that was our D major scale. So it's a great way to warm up since we don't get to practice all as a group before our concerts. So that's a nice way to warm up and get to listen to the environment around us. So welcome everyone. My name is Ken Tanaki. I'm one of the elementary and high school orchestra teachers here in Sycamore. Mrs. Marbury could not be here tonight to help out. So everyone wave to Mrs. Marbury. So yay on this camera over there. And then there's a bunch of other students that couldn't make it. So we wish you a speedy recovery. So be back with us again soon. But this is the 5th grade orchestra on stage, and we're going to go through our demonstration concert, kind of explain what we're doing. So first of all, we're going to go through all our Twinkle variations, all the different rhythms that they need to know, which sets them up to play many of their pieces all the way up through high school. So without further ado, Twinkle variations. All right, obviously that was the Twinkle variation. So you're already looking at the program, you're thinking like, wait, a lot of these songs, if not all of these songs, we learned last year. And that's true. Fifth grade is always, or fifth grade or the second year is always a tough one because the signs are not as obvious. Like you remember when your child could not play an instrument and then suddenly they were playing an instrument. And those were big, obvious gains in improvements. So hopefully what you heard there are a couple of things. We played all these we played all the variations a lot faster. Hopefully their tone is better. They sound better. Hopefully they're more in tune, which they are, right? And you can see now they're using more bow, they're starting to flow, and they have a sense of, especially after last year, of practicing playing together as a group. That was the one thing we couldn't do. So remember, this is the class. How special. You are the first and only class in the history of humanity that learned to start their instruments online. And look what they're doing, guys. I said this at the high school concert. Maybe I said this last year, but I'm going to say it again. There's one thing that we did wrong is we underestimated your children and their resiliency and their strength. So I am super proud of your children and you as parents. This is amazing. So you will always have that. You will carry that with you as the class that learned how to play online as a beginner. So this is pretty amazing. So the next piece we play is Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? So yeah, Mary Had a Little Lamb. We learned, what we're learning with that is we separated the two songs. We have Mary Had a Little Lamb, Mary Lost Her Little Lamb. So what we call in the music world major and minor, or happy and sad. And what they're learning to do is put the two songs together. Some of your children learned that last year, but really doing it as a group. And what they're doing is they're telling a story. So Mary has a little lamb, then Mary lost her little lamb, and then Mary found her little lamb. So they're not only learning how to play a song, they're not only learning how to play different versions of it, happy, expressive, happy sounding music, and sad music or dark music, but they're putting it together and they're learning how to tell a story instead of through words. They're telling it through music. So Mary had a little lamb, Mary lost her little lamb. Mary found her little lamb. All right, the next piece, Lightly Row. Again, this is one of those subtleties that that you may not notice as an audience member. But all the pieces, Mary Had a Little Lamb and all the Twinkle variations, it involves moving their fingers one next to the other. They're in sequence, going back and forth, up and down, one finger after the other. Lightly Row is a huge step because now what they're doing is they're skipping fingers back and forth. They're alternating fingers. So it's suddenly a huge challenge to their developing muscles and coordination with their small muscle groups. So that's why lightly row is important. For the upper strings, the version I make them do, they can play some of the notes 2 different ways. And the version I make them do is the harder version, where they have to use their pinky a lot. For the cello and bass posture, the 4th finger is easily strengthened and easy to play. But on the violins and violas, playing that pinky is really difficult. So there's hundreds of books out there, pinky exercises to strengthen the pinky for upper strings. So I make them right away, starting in 4th grade and continuing to 5th grade, using that 4th finger to build up strength. And so they did it last year, and this year we do it a little faster. So. Our next piece is a piece that we started already with the 4th grade, is hot cross buns. It's a big deal because we're starting to use combinations of long notes and then short notes. And the rhythm between hot, cross, buns, and then 1 up penny, 2 up penny, it easily confuses students, even older students, to keep a steady rhythm and understand the difference between the mathematical relationships between their long and short notes. So we do the same thing here. We just reinforce the major minor concept. We have hot cross buns, then we burn our buns, and then we make a fresh new batch of buns that turns out well. So. All right, it wouldn't be a holiday concert if we didn't play a holiday song. So we threw this piece at them, Jingle Bells, which again is very much in the scheme of Lightly Row, where it's easy for us to sing because we're so used to it. But mechanically to play, the piece jumps around a lot. There's all these, again, subtle things that you wouldn't know as an audience member, but the technique involved is highly advanced. So being a really fun song, they were more than excited to take the time and learn how to play it. So Jingle Bells.
Jingle
next song, Ode to Joy, is one of the most challenging of all the songs in the book one. It has a whole bunch of variety of rhythms. It has fingers that move sequentially. It has sections that jump all over the place. It has sections that change strings. So this is one of the most challenging songs. It's a groundbreaking moment when your children are able to learn Ode to Joy. So our next song on the program. And the last song that we're going to do tonight is Ba Ba Black Sheep. Okay, we do Ba Ba Black Sheep is our last song. And this involves, we're expanding our range. So mostly everything that we've been playing up until now are on the D and A string. And now what we're doing is we're shifting everything to our G and D string. So the G, D, and A string are the three songs that all the instruments share alike, from the violins, violas, cellos, and bass. So that last string only starts to divide. So from there, we can start to expand into whole new levels of music and different ranges of the instrument and explore. So our final piece is Ba Ba Black Sheep, and then we'll have a special treat with a guest performance after this. So. All right, we're going to do a quick scene change, and then we'll be right back with you.
Good evening. My name is Amy Tanaki. I'm the orchestra teacher at the middle school and the director of the Sycamore Jazz Strings Ensemble. This is an extracurricular group open to any middle school and high school orchestra student. And we have every single grade represented. So ready, we're gonna do this really quick. 6th graders, raise your hand. Yay, and one is at home. Hi, Lauren. 7th grade. 8th grade. Freshman. Do we say 9th grade? I don't know. 10th grade. 11. Seniors. Woohoo. Isn't that awesome? We get to all come together. Yay! It's really fun because as a middle school teacher, I send them over to the high school, but then I still get to hang out with some of them, so that's really nice. We meet once a week, and we play through some fun music, and it's tradition that we always play at the first elementary concert of the year. And I'm realizing last year we didn't have like winter concert. I think, man, it's all a blur. So 5th graders, you could be in this ensemble next year if you practice hard and you decide, hey, I want to do that. So this is what dedication and hard work sounds like. Here we go. Carol of the Bells. Thank you, everyone. You're free to go. Have a lovely evening.